Hey, welcome back to another video. So the Club World Cup squad will be picked tomorrow and we can pick up to 35 players. So I thought I'd quickly predict my 35-man squad that I think we'll pick, and then I've picked actually 35 other players that I thought I'd quickly mention that could potentially be picked or needed to be quickly mentioned. So that's 70 players that you can pick from and try and predict with me in the comment section how many which players will be going, and then we'll see who gets the most right. This is a little bit of a challenge to try and beat me on the 35-man squad and see who can get the most right. So here we have it, 35 slots for the Club World Cup squad, and I'll just jump into it and get into the goalkeepers. I've got Sanchez, Jorgensen, Bettinelli and Penders. Penders joining from Genk officially this summer, and I think he'll be around the squad. We're allowed to pick 15 men on the bench, and 9 will actually not be able to be in the matchday squad. So it'll be interesting to see if he's one of the 15 that get on the bench, and is it somebody like Bettinelli that doesn't make the matchday squad. But we will see. So into defence, I've got James, Gusto, Achimpong, Fofana, Chalobah, Colwell, Shield, Tossing, Cucurella, Aaron and Sarr. I'm pretty sure most of them will be locked in. The only ones I'm not sure about is Fofana, just because of his injuries. Is he fit? If he's fit, then yes, he'll be going. I expect Aaron will be going because he's been around the first team squad. So I expect he'll be going again if he's fit again. And then we've signed Sarr, and I'll quickly mention my thoughts on Sarr. I'm not 100% sure why we've signed him. I'm not going to say he's not good enough or he's not got the potential, blah, 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 because I don't know an awful lot. I've watched him a fair bit this summer, but I don't want to say that I'm 100% sure what his level is or how high he can go in the potential. But when we own Strasbourg and we're going to buy him and then potentially send him out on loan, we're using an international loan slot. And if we're going to have the thought process of send him out on loan anyway, just let him stay out on Strasbourg this season, or let Strasbourg send him out on loan somewhere else, and then we buy him next summer, then using an international loan slot on him if we do send him out on loan. But who knows, he could impress and stick around the squad, so we will see on that one. But I'm a bit uncertain about buying somebody that we could potentially just be sending out on loan when we've got so many on the books that we need to get out on loan. And them international loan slots are very like gold dust. So yeah. Anyway, moving on. Then we've got Caicedo, Lavia, Fernandez, KDH that I expect will be in the squad 100%. And then there's Mattis. I think he'll be in the squad, but with the fact that we're going to have Andre Santos and Eusebio in the squad, Santos returning from Strasbourg and Eusebio signing from Sporting this summer, I expect them two will be in the squad. So Matthias could not maybe not be in the squad and he could drop out. But right now, I think we'll take them all, and give him a bit of experience, even if he isn't in the match day squads. He's training with the squad, and he can go on loan in a few weeks to somebody. But there again, there's another player that probably going out on loan to France and using an international slot. Could Strasbourg not have signed them, and then we move we sign them when they're ready or they hit the level. Anyway, moving on. Palmer, George, Neto, and Madueke and Paez. I expect all 5 of them to be in the squad. Paez signing officially this summer after turning 18 a few months ago. It'll be interesting if he can get into the 15-man sub bench and come on ahead of others. We will see. With Sancho leaving, there's an option for him to get a chance, but we might have another signing by that point. So maybe he drops down a little bit in the chances, but he could be the backup for Palmer. Then I've got Nkunku, and I'm not nailed on this one. I've thrown him in just because I've not seen any strong links that he's actually got a move ready to be going. So maybe we put him in the squad and keep him around just for an option. But we will see. I'm not locked in with that one. Then we've got Jackson, Gui, and Delap. Jackson's locked in, we know that. Delap's locked in. He was in the England under-21 squad but dropped out for this reason. And Gui was in the Spain under-19 squad for the Euros, and he's not been included in the final list. So I expect he's in the squad. Next, we've got Antwi, and I don't. This is just a shot in the dark, and I've put a guess on this one just because he's been around the squad a little bit. But it could be anybody, and I'm sure many people will pick another player like a João Felix, Viega, and I wouldn't turn my nose up at it. I think it's a strong claim if you do pick one of them, but I think there could be a chance of an academy player getting a chance, and Antwi's one of them where I think he could get a chance because he's been around it. Then we've got Samuel Smith with us needing a bit of cover at left back if Vega isn't picked. I think Samuel Smith is the next in line, and with Vega going out on loan and what he said after he went on loan, maybe his chances of getting in the squad is a bit harder now, and we for all parties, I think we maybe be able to just be ready to sell and him ready to leave. So I think Samuel Smith is the next in line. The next is Manyan. If we actually sign him, I think he'll be in the squad. I'm not sure if we will pick a five-man goalkeeping list, but we will see. If Minyan doesn't get picked, there's other goalkeepers that could be picked, and I'll mention them very soon. And then last of all, we've got Gittins. And then let's just have a look at another 35-man squad that could be picked. So quickly before I move on, have a look at the 35-man squad and get in the comments section and tell me who out of this 35-man squad you wouldn't pick and which players you would pick instead of them, and let's predict if you can get it the 35-man squad right. So here's 35 players that I wanted to quickly mention. Some that could have been picked, some that I just wanted to mention. And the first one is being Kepa. He's going to be sold to Arsenal, it looks like, but I just wanted to quickly mention him and say goodbye. Next, we've got Petrovic, and he's returning from Strasbourg. And if we don't sign Mignan, and even if we do, he could be in the squad instead of somebody like Bettinelli. But with him going out on loan, I think there's a strong possibility that we leave him at home and just let him find a new home. I just don't feel like Chelsea are going to keep him around when we're trying to buy a goalkeeper, especially if we get Mignan. I don't think he's going to want to stick around and be third choice goalkeeper. Next is Kurd as a small possibility, very slim, but he returned off loan in January and was around the Conference League squad training with them. So potentially he's thought out of a good goalkeeper from Maresca, and he might want to keep him around. Then we've got Selena, Beach, Campbell, and Merrick. They're all returning from loan. Very, very small chances, but I wanted to quickly mention them. Then we've got Disasi, went on loan to Aston Villa. I don't expect him to be in the squad now. We've got so many centre-back defenders with Chalobah returning off loan, Sarr coming in, Aaron coming in since. I don't expect him to be around the squad. Same with Gilchrist. I think his chances of being around the squad is very slim now. He did really well out on loan at Sheffield United, so we will see what happens with him. Is it a loan or is it a permanent? We will see. Next, we've got Vega. I've mentioned him a couple of times, but he could be in the squad. I don't expect Juventus to buy him in the next couple of days. I think it's pretty certain that he's returning off loan. I think we'll sell him, but there is a small possibility that we don't bring Samuel Smith and we actually take him. Then we've got Chilwell, Sturge, Wiley, Matos that I don't expect to be in the squad, but returning from loan, so who knows. Then we've got Leslie, had a good second half of the season at Southampton. We didn't buy Asujio and Andre Santos wasn't returning off loan. Maybe he could have been around the squad, but now we've got Andre Santos out on loan who had a better season, and we've just signed Asujio. I think his chances of getting in the squad is very slim. Then we've got Raksaki that was in the Conference League squad for the group stages, but then didn't make the squad after January, which was a bit of a shame because he could have probably gone on loan. And then we've got Carney Chukwemeka on loan at Dortmund, who are in the competition, and his loan doesn't end until June. But so there's a possibility that if we do sign Gittins, maybe there's a deal to be had with Dortmund and Carney if that's a loan to the next season, if that's a loan till the end of the competition, or who knows. We will see, but I don't expect him to be in the squad. Same with Castledine, he returned in January and he got an injury, so I don't expect him to be in the squad. Then we've got Kellyman that we signed in the summer and got injured most of the season, sadly. I think he'll stick around at Cobham, get himself fit and himself on loan. Then we've got João Felix that I'm sure a few people will think he's going to be in the squad, but with Paez being likely in the squad, I don't think he'll be in the squad. I think the fact he's been sent on loan, the writing's on the cards that he's not in the plans. If Nkunku stayed and Felix went on loan, I know Nkunku's not wanted, and it probably because Nkunku's offers wasn't as good as João Felix's, that Felix went on loan, but I don't expect him to be in the squad. Same with Raheem Sterling, went on loan to Arsenal. I don't think he'll be in the squad. Then we've got Amper, that was around the Conference League squad, but I don't expect him to be in the squad. Morgan went on loan, returning with Broha. Stutter went on loan and returned in January. And then we've got Mudryk that's banned. We don't really have an update, so I don't expect him to be in the squad. Gatro Fofana returned in January with an injury, had knee surgery. I don't think he'll be fit anyway, but I don't think he'll be in the squad even if he wasn't. Then we've got Bergstrom and Teddy Sharman Law. Both are in the under 21 squads for Finland and England. They've got Euros this summer, so they'll be kicking off the tournament in the next couple of days. Then we've got Murray Campbell, Dyer, and Shim that are in the England under 19 squad for the Euros, which will be kicking off in a few days. Then we've got Reggie Walsh that was in the squad, got his debut, but going to be a first year scholar. I don't think he'll be around the squad when we've got Andre Santos and people like that. I think other players are going to be picked ahead of him. Then I would quickly wanted to mention Estavo. He's not going to be in the squad because he's actually going to be playing in the competition for Palmeiras. Who knows? He might be picked after the group stages when we can add another extra 2 players. He could be in our squad after the group stages. We will see. And then last of all, we've got Akatike. I don't think the deal will get over the line before deadline tomorrow. So I've just quickly put him on there, but we will see. And that's a 35-man squad away from the 35-man that I've picked. I'm sure a lot of them players, many of you won't pick, but I wanted to quickly mention them just so you have a few ideas of who you want to pick in your 35-man squad. So get in the comment section and add a few of these players into your 35-man squad and remove a few just so we can see who gets the most right. If you enjoyed this, please hit the like button. My target is to get 20 likes, and I'm hoping to get over 300 subscribers. So let's try and get me over that line. Please do hit the subscribe button. I'm gonna keep putting out content. If it's around the first team, if it's around the academy, if it's around the loan players, lots of good stuff coming your way. Yeah, give us a follow and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.